Michael Gaynor. Welcome to the Core Watts Empowerment YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the major issue that we are struggling with as a whole, as a collective. And a lot of us are grasping this concept, and a lot of us are way past the understanding of this, and we're moving into this next phase of evolution, this higher level of consciousness. And that's the goal of this channel, is to get you thinking in new ways, get your mind moving faster so you can create the results that you want in your life. And that can be in any area, in your health, in your money situation, in your love life situation, your family life, emotional life, getting rid of the fear, the insecurity, all of the negative emotions and negative associations you have in your mind with achieving what it is you desire in this world. So let's get into thought. Now, if you have been on this channel and you watched the Inside Out Revolution video that I posted, I talked about the mind, consciousness, and thought. And I talked about an author of the book, which his name is Neill. And there is many other teachers of this way of living and experiencing life, which I believe is the ultimate answer that a lot of humanity needs to feel present and to gain the clarity they need of the meaning of the human experience. But I went into that video and I talked about mind, consciousness, and thought. And I'm going to make another video about the mind and consciousness. And right now I'm just thanking the original thinker of this. His name's Syd Banks. He has a book, it's called The Missing Link. I recommend reading that to understand what I'm talking about here. But this is the issue we're having in the world today. It's thought. It's contaminated thought, more specifically. It's destructive thought. It's our overuse of thought. And I even have to remember and tell myself on a consistent basis that the thoughts that I'm thinking will cause the way that I'm going to feel and will cause what I'm able to produce in my life in terms of what I want to see in my physical reality. But I also have to understand that all we are looking for in life is a feeling. It's not the physical end result that we're all wanting in our life. It's just an internal feeling, this feeling of peace and pleasantness, of wholeness, of presence. We want to feel happy and joyful and cheerful and delighted with our experience. And it's difficult to experience that when you're dealing with the contaminated thinking that society has plunged into your psyche. And this is the idea of I'm not good enough. This is the outside-in understanding of the way we're living. That, oh, I see this person with this thing and they look extremely happy. They look as if this is the thing that really changed their whole life, that transformed their whole way of thinking, and it's forming their beautiful life. But what you have to understand is there's formless energy. There's not just form out in the world. What I mean by form is, think of this book. It's a form. It's physical. It's tangible. I can feel it. If I wanted to, I could bite into it. But I could smell the pages. I could see this book, right? Formless energy, I want you to think of formless energy as you can only feel it. You can only sense it internally, within. There's no way that you could grasp it out here in the material world, because it's an inner world. It's a spiritual space you go to. And that's what I want you guys to understand in this video, is that thought is creating our external reality, but we have to get the grasp. We have to really come to terms with thought spurs up from within, from this inner creator. And if we're saying that someone else is controlling my perception, then we give all of our power away. This channel is about empowerment. It's about enlightening people, waking them up to the truth. And I wanted to get in deep into thought right now, because the way you think about anything is going to be the truth for you and only you, until you come to terms with the one consciousness, until you come to terms and until you come into the understanding and to the full scope of what it means to be a human being. You have to understand we are all the same. We're a collective. We're a unit. We're not separate things. We're all one thing. This is all coming back to spirit, to the divine, to the universal mind. Nothing else matters but understanding this, that if you want to create anything in your world, you first have to get a firm, solid foundation built within. And you have to become, in your mind first, what you want to be out in the real world. I say the real world just because that's the world that many people believe is real. People believe that what they can see, what they sense, what they feel is real. But the only real thing is mind, consciousness, and thought. Is this way of understanding life. It's this awareness that you come to, that thought is creating every single thing that we are imagining, that we are sculpting in our minds. The mind is like this infinite pool of possibility. That's what the mind is. We have a personal mind, and there's an impersonal mind. And that's what's creating everything at all times. Because if you think about this, you want to create something in the world, but you couldn't create it without the help of other people supporting that mission, or supporting that movement, or supporting that idea or thought. So in that way, your thought that you're wanting to manifest in the world, other people collectively are involved in the realization of that thought. So it's all about the network that we're living in, that we're surrounding ourselves with. And that's a very profound success principle as well. Success isn't achieved with you alone. There's this concept of self-made. I made this happen all on my own. No, you didn't. You're not the only conscious being on this planet that is creating with their thought. All of us are creating collectively, individually, with our thoughts, collectively and individually, because we have the personal mind and the impersonal. The impersonal mind, it's that formless energy. It's that infinite pool of intelligence and wisdom and love and peace and happiness and freedom, everything that we're thinking of. These drive us to be what we are in the world today, to create all these innovative companies and to think in these out-of-the-box ways, because the society's trying to program our minds to be limited, to be stifled, to be orthodox. And that's the paradox of thought, that we're trying to create a world where we're comfortable, where some people are in power and some people are disempowered. But the truth of the matter is, we're all on the same level. We all are capable of extraordinary things in the world because we all come from the same source. Not one individual is holier than you, more spiritual than you, more intelligent than you, more powerful than you, more creative than you. And that's the truth. And that's what I wanted you to know in this video. That it all comes back to thought, that we're creating our reality with our thoughts, but that it's also about the collective, about coming back to this one consciousness and understanding that in order to create whatever it is you want to create in the world, you can do it. But you have to get a firm understanding that you could never do it alone, and that other people are going to be required in the process of you manifesting what it is you want in the world. I want you to get what you want out of the world, but I also want you to realize that thought is creating every single feeling, every single reaction, and every single result that you're going through or realizing or experiencing in your life. It's thought. You can switch thought at any moment. At any moment you can become the enlightened being, the Jesus, the Buddha, because it comes back to the thought. What sort of thoughts are you allowing to dominate your mind? And if you get to the place of, okay, I know these sort of thoughts are dominating my mind, then you come back to the one. You come back to this collective understanding of the world we're in. That this is a big, big, vast world we're living in. And if you allow yourself to take your individual experience so serious that you allow it to dictate every single thing you do, and that's allowing thought, that's allowing something on the outside to control you, to manipulate you, to cause your action. Instead of saying, I have the innate wisdom, power, and ability to achieve anything I want in the world. I have a brain, and that brain is capable of so much more than I'm allowing it to make happen in the world. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything to reach the success I want. Being present to the moment, living in the now, and allowing things to come out of you versus you physically forcing your way to success, that is the ultimate way to failure, the ultimate way of experiencing unhappiness. When you come back to your present, understand that in my body, I'm creating everything, the feelings, the combinations, and the output. I'm creating the output from within. Now you're able to tap into that infinite creative potential, into that innate intelligence, into that power of the universe. And you can create anything out of that, out of those sort of thoughts. And the video's too long already, 14 minutes. Sorry that I ranted so long about that. And I'm sorry if you didn't quite grasp the ideas and the concepts I was sharing to you. But instead of thinking of what I was sharing with you as an idea or just a concept or something that you could believe or not believe, think of it as truth. Think of it as something that this person was speaking, not from this selfish ego, need to be right, I need to reveal that I'm smart and like I know things to people, but out of this present feeling in my body that I can express this idea that you don't have to strive for success, for happiness, for what you want in the world. You don't have to strive for forcing what you want to come into being, because it's already here within you. And all you have to do is remain present, live in this tranquil state of mind, and act in ways that are in accordance and in alignment with your innermost feelings and innermost desires and your innermost truth, which comes back to the universal mind, that anything is possible if you're able to just slow down, shut down the thinking mind, and live out of intuition, live out of this infinite storehouse of extraordinary. And that's how you make it happen. Go be bold, go create something in the world today. And with that said, let's go higher. Make sure you subscribe. If you like the video, make sure you like it. Comment if you had any questions or if you wanted me to go deeper into any concept or any ideas that I shared in the video. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you.